So to start 73, I first am going to plug this polynomial into my calculator and find the zeros that way. It is much easier than trying my rational zeros theorem. So I hit graph, and if you're not sure where these zeros cross, you could always do second, calculate 0. So we have 1 at -1, -4, 3, and 7. And I know it's an even degree with a positive leading coefficient, so it has to always, both end behaviors will be positive, and it has to go through all 3 zeros. There we go. So to solve the inequality, I want every spot greater than or equal to 0. And that happens here, here, and here. So that's every x less than or equal to -4, every x between 3 and -1, and every x greater than or equal to 7. For 74, they actually give you your picture. You don't have to find it yourself. And we want less than 0 this time, because it says less than 0. And that happens here and here. So those values are when x is less than -3 and when x is between 5 and 1. And we're going to do the same thing for 75 and 76. And we don't have to graph and we don't have to factor because they give us our zeros. So to write the polynomial in factored form, we have x plus 6, x plus 1, and x minus 8. Now to solve the inequality, I'm going to use those zeros. And thinking about my end behavior, it's an odd degree with a positive leading coefficient. So it opens that way and this way, and has to go through all 3 zeros. The only physical way to do that is in that pattern. And less than or equal to 0 is below. So that is every x less than or equal to -6, and every x between 8 and -1. Do the same thing for 76. I'm going to skip part A. So for the inequality, thinking about my end behavior again, it has to look like this. And greater than or equal to 0 is this part and this part. So that's when x is between 3 and -4. And x is greater than or equal to 7. Now for 77, we can find our zeros because they give it to us in factored form. Now I could use a calculator, but that takes longer for me to type when I'm on my computer like this. So I'm going to think about my end behavior. If I multiply my x's together, I'm going to get positive x to the third. So I know my end behavior is going to be the same as the prior 2 questions. And greater than 0 is here and here. That's any x between 0 and -2 or greater than 6.